Hello everybody, I am Savich and I'm here with Doc. You're watching Kinguin Pro League, Week 8, Day 2. Doc, what do you think of the next match?
We have Kaldi versus Hyped next, I believe. Hyped's currently 5-2, Kaldi 4-3. Is that right? I think that's right. Um,
Yep.
it's really important for both of these players once again. This is like another really important match because if Kaldi wins, he like has a really good shot of going to the finals because he has a really good tiebreaker score. If Hyped wins, I think he might even be guaranteed to go to the finals just because of his score.
I believe so, and Hype has pretty much. I believe he has also kind of secured his spot in the next season of Kinguin Pro League, and he's looking really strong right now.
Yeah,
But for him, what's on the line right now? He wants to finish first because just finishing the league first, it gets you straight to the semi-finals of the this season's finals, the final tournament. So I'm sure that he would love to just finish on first place to skip that quarterfinals match.
I forgot about
And,
that. Yeah, that's really important actually. That's huge.
mhm.
Like that's the difference between a guaranteed, third or fourth finish or like, maybe a fifth and sixth finish, which no one will, even come close to remembering. So
Yep, and just getting straight there and having that like front row seat to fight for the grand prize and like big chunk of that 25k. That's pretty big. And for Kaldi, if he loses this one, he might be like he loses this game, he loses the next match, he might even be out of the league. So
yeah.
there's a lot of pressure.
But if he wins both, I mean he might make playoffs also. There's like lots of
Yep.
pressure on both players obviously. We have the classes right now. Kaldi has Druid, Shaman, and Warrior. Hyped has Hunter, Mage, and Rogue. Who do you think is
Shaman.
favored right now?
Well, I'm just looking at that. I was like, Shaman?
Two Shamans.
What? Really? But yeah, it's in there. I would favor hyped and actually like this time quite strongly even.
I
So
would favor
yeah.
Kaldi.
You think?
Kaldi, I mean, Kaldi has to get a win with his Shaman is the only issue. Like, if his Shaman deck can pull a win off Hunter or Rogue or even Mage, then should be fine. Warrior's going to beat any of those decks most likely. And
Yes.
Druid is like, you'll lose to Hunter, you'll lose to Rogue maybe, you'll lose to Mage maybe. So I think Kaldi, if he can get a win with his Shaman, is going to, do pretty well.
Yep. Looking at Galdi's lineup, it seems like the warrior is like there's no way Galdi doesn't win a game with the warrior.
Yeah,
Like there's absolutely no way. And hyped lineup on the other hand, it seems like all of the decks are kind of weak to warrior. But it is conquest, and that might be part of hype's strategy that he's just like, okay, well, if Kaldi brings a warrior, I'll just take the loss against the warrior, but I'll
exactly.
beat the other decks.
Yeah, I kind of like that strategy. It's interesting because like you can't really. A lot of people are too scared to bring the same type of deck, right? They're not going to bring like three classes that are just like warrior. They're not going to bring like warrior, Healadin, and like Death Lord, priest or something. Because
Mhm.
if
I've
people
done
bring like
that.
you've done that really, oh my
Yes.
god! If they bring like mid-range decks like Druid and like other things like that, you can get crushed. Like you can get absolutely destroyed. But if they even bring one aggro deck like Hunter or even if you can beat Freeze Mage, like,
Mhm.
consistently enough, then, you win. You targeted the deck, you beat Conquest, yeah.
I have to like say a little bit about the targeting the thing because I actually did that to like show because he had a mech mage and I figured that he probably does and I brought three decks that I could do against mech mage so I went 0 and 2 and then like just crushed the mech mage three times. But what happened last week was that I was so sure that that Firebat would bring a freeze mage. I actually brought three decks. I brought warrior with Gazan. I brought druid with Gazan, and, and I brought my own freeze mage with Gazan. And what happened was he didn't even play the freeze mage, and
Oh my
there was
goodness.
a mech mage,
Yeah.
but the mech mage was without secrets. I didn't end up winning, but
You
I
don't
still
play
like
Kazans very much, do you?
me.
I,
I
yeah,
hate Gazan,
yeah,
but it's
exactly. I wouldn't put you on Kazan. I would not play a secretless mech mage against you.
that's why I did it because I figured that
Yeah.
he wouldn't see it coming. So trying to catch him off guard there and failed. And
Got swept or
it's just in
something.
the end like yeah, it was pretty hilarious. When I was like, I saw the mage, I was like, yeah, like okay, I got this. And then like, oh, where's the secrets?
Maybe
But just had some really fortunate draws and was able to still fight it.
maybe that strategy isn't as good in Kinguin Pro League or in tiebreaker games because, the tiebreaker is so important, right? And like if you give them the games, or if you go 0-3 because they didn't bring the deck, suddenly you're really behind in tiebreaker. But
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad for the tiebreakers, that's for sure. We have the classes for the first game, and Kaldi will be starting with his warrior, and the Hyped will be on his rogue. What do you think are Hyped's chances to beat the warrior?
Depends on what type of rogue. I think I know what type he's gonna bring, and I would say about 40%, 35%, something somewhere around that range.
But also, actually, an interesting thing is what if Kaldi brings the Grim Patron warrior? I don't think he's in that good of a shape.
Oh, he is not favored if he brings Grim Patron warrior. That deck is much worse against rogue, I would say.
I've been getting crushed when I've been playing against rogue. I'm just like, why I've been doing fairly well even while misplaying has been because there aren't that many rogues. But whenever I see a rogue, I'm having a tough time with the Grim Patrons for sure.
Yeah, I think the strategy is if you have Grom or Boom, you just go face a lot and hope that you can get some crazy combo off, because if you try to develop board, they're just gonna flurry you and bad times happen.
I feel like the most likely thing though is that the warrior is going to be more the standard, like the old school warrior list, which would put Kaldi on which would give Kaldi the upper hand.
Yeah,
to start, sure.
And Hyped wouldn't be too mad about losing to warrior, considering his his classes get countered by warrior. So
yep, that's true. So if you're Hype, you're like, okay, well, might as well get it out of the way first.
Exactly.
Like, that's the warrior.
Ugh. I still dislike losing my first match. Even if you're unfavored, I just I don't like losing my first match.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, but I mean, Hype can come back from that. It's not a big deal. Okay. First game, and the warrior looks to be a normal list, and the rogue also looks fairly standard from what we see right now.
Yeah, he's running Shredders and Van Cleef. All golden, because
yeah, that's the only thing standing out. All gold.
So I think the most important card in this matchup for warrior is Despite by a very, very large margin. Oh, Kazan, that's...
Wow. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's actually that's just really, really interesting. I wonder if Kaldi has kind of tried to go for some kind of similar strategy as I did a week ago.
I feel like you don't really need it in the deck though, because maybe you don't want to lose to Hunter that badly. I feel like it's not even worth it in Freeze Mage, but
No, it's not that good.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it doesn't. I don't even think it fits there that well, at all. But I mean, if that's your strategy and you just want to make it really, really, really favored, you're just okay. The strategy is that I will beat this deck, and you're not okay with having 85 or 80% win. You just want to make it 100. And you've tested it out. I guess it's gonna be okay.
Okay, so Hype doesn't have a 3-drop here. He's just gonna attack, re-dagger. Next turn we'll probably see a Shredder from him. I'm assuming Kaldi's gonna coin out Shredder as well.
I've been leaning in this situation. I've been leaning towards the type of play that I would hit the Armor Smith, weapon up, and oil. What do you think of that play? Then you would have
Why would you?
The Armor Smith would be at 3.
Yeah, but
and you would have an oiled up weapon ready.
Oh, yeah. I like that more actually. I agree.
Because here, having that ready would have kind of been sweet.
Yeah, because then you could kill the first half of the Shredder if you want, or just finish off the Armor Smith. I agree.
The worst case is that you kill off the Armor Smith with it for free, and and just pile the Shredder will get off. I think that the Eviscerate was a good draw.
Yeah, I think he's gonna Eviscerate here. I think he's gonna Shredder,
prep
Eviscerate, backstab, punch the other Shredder, and then hope it's a 2/2 minion or something. I think that's right. You don't want to give the warrior too much armor, and it kind of feels bad eviscerating an Armor Smith, but it's more damage eviscerating the Armor Smith than eviscerating face, because you save the armor or whatever.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely it's more damage that way. What other lines of plays would there be? Do you not play the Shredder? Is there any reason to maybe Deadly Poison? And just Evis the Armor Smith?
If you had a Flurry in hand, there's some merit to oiling up right now or something, but there is none. It looks like he's opting to save the prep.
Yep.
I don't know. I guess it's fine. It's not that bad.
See what pops out.
Ooh, that's
Oh,
not that great.
blue. No, not at all. But it's also, it's not a Lord Walker Joe or anything like completely useless. In this situation, it might in some cases be kind of the same thing as if he had a 2-3.
Yeah, man, Deathbite's so sick, man. And this matchup is
It is.
absurd. That's fine. Trades still have the Armor Smith, but yeah.
Yeah, like I said, that was like the 2-1 was just as good as a 2-3 would have been. Pretty sure he would still made that exact trade.
So he can Drake, backstab, and ping. Oh wait, does he not have a backstab? No, he doesn't. I lied.
He
He used it earlier.
Blast,
That's right. Yeah. Punch. I like it. He's gonna redagger next turn regardless.
Yep. Hyped Hand is looking kind of dry right now.
Yep. He needs a sprint to be, in this game.
Yep. He only has spells. He needs either more minions, something like another Drake, or maybe that sprint that you mentioned. Sprint would probably be the best draw.
I agree. Kazan, I like it. Why not? It's a little weak to like a Deadly Flurry, but what else are you gonna use this card?
Yeah, just throw it out there. It's better to play it than play anything else or not play anything at all. Oh,
Okay.
That's a decent draw.
It's so awkward, man. Like his hand, I don't like it at all. I think the prep of this play was like fine, but I guess he was hoping to draw into a sprint.
Yeah, that's probably it. Like that's the reason he wanted to save the prep. I don't see any other big reason to hold on to the prep, other than hoping for that sprint.
A side face, assert dominance.
He actually did go with it.
Yeah.
That does allow the potential for a cruel Taskmaster trade, but I do really want to do that. I mean, Shield Maiden is kind of sweet.
Yeah, I think you just Shield Maiden, attack face. I don't know though. Your next turn kind of isn't very good either. But if things get out of hand, at least you have an execute and then execute into Gromosh or Ragnaros, and things start looking up. So
yeah, it can't be too bad. And another thing. There's the sprint.
yeah.
Another thing to point out that the rogue is actually already down to 18, which is fairly low at this stage of the game.
It really is. Oh whoa! Trade
Wow.
Prince Gallywix.
Okay.
I actually lost a game to that as what deck was I playing? I think I was playing Priest. I was playing Priest and it cost me the game because like I thought stole like Eviscerate, couldn't use it. It was just terrible. I don't know. That card has potential.
Yeah. I think it can be really strong.
Yeah.
That sprint top deck was absolutely there. And even the cards that he drew from the sprint. I was already ready to okay, Kaldi wins game 1, but I mean after that sprint on that turn.
Yeah, and Kaldi's
it looks like hype is in the driver's seat right now.
Yeah, Kaldi's turn isn't very good this time around. If he had Boom or something, maybe it would have been fine. Okay, here we go.
Well, that helps.
That was a very good draw. I agree.
You just do it, right? I mean, what else?
He's debating going face. I like face. I like this. I like this a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
This is
absolutely, yeah. With the Chrome in hand already.
Mm-hmm. That's game.
that's actually it. There's no way to draw any cards. There's no load.
Poor Heights. Look at his face. He's just so disappointed. He's like, oh.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
He knows.
Yeah.
Oh, he might be thinking it's Ragnaros as well. So dropping the minion, obviously, get another Rag target.
Yep.
But we know better.
Nice effort, but not gonna do it this time. This is not one of those lethals that you miss.
Attack first on playground.
Well, that would top the ready. Boom. Okay. Game 1 going to Kaldi.
Yeah.
No real surprise there. We did expect the warrior to be able to take the lead.
Exactly.
But now that's out of the way. The game is the match is far from over. And that advantage, if it's a 1-0, being a 1-0 with the warrior is the worst 1-0 you can have, I think. If you started 1-0 with a shaman, that would have been, oh my god, okay, Kaldi's looking good. But now it's okay, well that was kind of to be expected.
Exactly. I think, I don't know. If you know your opponent's going to bring warrior, you can target it pretty well, but it's just a class that you can never really pin anyone on because, people change up a lot, so. That's
actually pretty interesting. I was all about countering that. What if you draw, let's say, Paladin that's good against warrior, you draw the shaman, mid-range shaman.
Shaman, Paladin, and Druid, and then you win. Warrior can't beat that.
There's no way. Like especially if you like tweak it so that the paladin has, let's say, piloted piloted sky golems and stuff like that. Just go kind of greedy, but with just enough taunts and heal so that they don't burst you down.
Yeah.
But that's pretty creative. That might be a little bit too much. And warrior is usually not one of those decks that you can put your opponent on. I know he's gonna play a warrior because it's kind of been drifting in and out. And even if there's a warrior, it might be the Grim Patron thing that has been popping up lately.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, now after that first game, Kaldi is going to have to play his druid or shaman, which are not that great of a.
I think
class.
you know that your shaman is your worst class, so you just like go with druid. And we do actually see, or we know that Hyped picked hunter, Kaldi picks druid.
Yep.
Looking
good for Hyped, if you ask me.
Yeah, for sure. I think actually, honestly, I would say that you know. Yeah,
well,
yeah, I guess.
You play a lot of druid, so you know how to like. If somebody can beat a hunter, it's you.
Yeah, it just comes down to like if you draw the innervate. If you get innervate over wild growth and tempo like that. It depends if he's running chows. Most people cut him. I don't really think they're necessary anymore. So.
Yeah, chow is a big deal for sure. Like whether if he plays it or not, and if he draws it or not.
So good starting.
Overall, it's just I feel like this favors heavily the hunter, no matter if it's mid range or face hunter. Both do really well.
Yes, mid range. I think mid range does better against. True.
Yeah. It's just because of the freezing traps or like just
freezing traps. Yeah, freezing traps and like high mains you just can't deal with. Too much damage output, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird against that because like you often need to keep her on like turn 4 just to keep up with the hunter. But then there's the high main. If you don't have a silence for the high main, what do you do to it? It's like you lose the game to it. So
you
it's
just have to go face at that point, and most of them run Belchers.
Wow, one of these hands is like a lot better than the other one.
Yep, and kind of feel bad for Kaldi here.
if you think you know which hand is better, make sure to tweet and use the hashtag Kinguin League. Oh, it's got a little bit worse now, but I still wouldn't be complaining too much.
Oh, freezing trap. All right, is this mid range? Wait, did we actually figure out that if it was mid range or not?
No, we didn't know. We're just guessing, but now we know.
Okay. Well, we don't know. It doesn't have to be mid range. Freezing traps.
With freezing?
Yeah, it's not as bad as you would think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess all the other cards are fairly like generic. Just go in the both decks.
Okay. I think now it's safe to say that.
Now it's safe to say. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that means Kaldi can still come back. Okay. Double swipe them, man. Like he can still come back. I have faith.
I'm okay. I just trust you. If you have faith, then I have a little bit of faith then too. But I mean, I've been there, and when I play druid, and when I hero power on turn 2, when I hero power on turn 3, I usually don't win the game.
Well, I mean, like think of it this way: if Hype draws like another freezing, another trap, another mad scientist, then he's drawing like super dead. If he draws unleashes, those are pretty dead. So it's not too bad for Kaldi.
Like the freezing, freezing trap to make the scientist suck. That would be like the swing, I guess.
I wonder if he silences here.
He should, I think. Probably would. Or what do you think?
It's just an issue of whether or not he has bow. If he has bow, then you need to silence. If he doesn't, then you need to kill it. I would silence probably.
I tend to lean towards the silence in this spot. Oh wow. Well, okay. Shredder is kind of fine. I would probably just play the Shredder to be honest. But I mean, with the trap up, I can't really blame him for playing the bow either.
I think bow is pretty solid here, especially because like you don't really want them to like freezing trap their keeper. You just kind of want to like keep that up against Druid. Like Kaldi needs to draw a Force of Nature. That is the #1 card he needs to draw.
Fair enough. I would have just been like, I think the Hunter could just like out-tempoed the Druid so bad with that Shredder and with the loaded follow-up, and the freezing trap already up. I feel like there might have not been any way for the Druid to really come back if he just chose to like flood the body a little bit more heavier. Just skip the bow.
That's true.
But I do understand this too, because the freezing trap is there, so the bow is guaranteed to get a lot of work done,
Wow,
unless there's Harrison Jones.
Okay, he was testing the trap. I was like, wow, he's really signaling swipe, but he was testing the trap. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not very good for Kaldi.
Are you losing your faith?
Yes, I definitely am. I think you just attack and play. You don't have to attack actually. You just play Sylvanas and you sit.
Yeah, probably. Yep. Just to like make sure that there won't be a new freezing trap coming up.
Exactly.
So it's better to wait.
Ooh, that's yep. Now you can assert your dominance.
You can
become a true hunter.
Mm-hmm.
This is a situation where you either trade your Lotheb and don't play anything and then play, your stuff after Sylvanas steals something, or you just go all face.
I think you just smork it up and go all face.
Well,
drop the Shredder, hero power.
How much damage do you have?
Sorry?
How much damage do you have? It just depends on this companion.
Yep.
Okay, now you go face. I don't like Unleash here.
I think it was a bit unnecessary. Maybe he could have hold on it, but I mean, he can put
he pushes
Kaldi
2
so
damage.
low.
Yeah. That's pretty good. It's just that now he doesn't have a beast. I don't see any reason not to attack. You put him to 5, you can kill him with kill commands.
Mm-hmm.
I guess there's that. Yeah.
Doesn't really matter. I mean,
yeah, it doesn't.
I think there's a way to throw this. You can see that there's like a full clear, but it's not really good enough. Or is it one turn?
Full clear?
Yeah, you can attack with the Sylvan. No hold. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can steal the 1/1 death rattle.
Yeah, swipe the Leok, and then attack into the Lotheb.
Yeah, but we can see that's not enough, right? Yeah.
If he hero powers, I think it is, because there's no beast, so it would be 3+3+2. So that's 8. So he can like go up to 9. He can go up to.
Yeah, you're right.
But is that like a winning play? I don't know.
I mean, it is a winning play because no other play keeps you alive.
But he can't know it for sure. So like playing the shade would like
okay, yeah,
kind of make sense in a way.
Yeah.
Like if you're just like hoping that there's no kill command.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Well, even if he used the hero power, he would have been dead here now because of that second kill command draw.
Exactly.
And to be fair, like even if the second kill command wasn't drawn and he used the hero power, it would have just like delayed the inevitable. There was no combo pieces in the Kaldi's hand just yet.
That poor Druid.
Type ties it up.
Poor Druid.
Another prediction going correct. Hunter taking out the druid.
Yeah.
What do you think? Does Kaldi stick with the druid for next? Or?
What does Hyped have left? Hyped has Mage and Rogue left. I think you stick with the Druid. I think Druid will destroy those. Or at least do fairly well. As long as it's not like Mech Mage. Should be okay.
I think so. There's also a little bit of maybe strategy going into that Hyped can't know what kind of Shaman Kaldi is running.
Could be Mech Shaman, honestly. I think he played Mech Shaman against me. I'm not 100% on that.
Oh, he did. Okay, well then definitely, but like it's a more likely option. And personally, I think the Mech Shaman is way better than the mid-range Shaman. I think the mid-range Shaman is kind of poor right now. I can't find a good time to play it. I don't even know what I want to play it against other than Warrior. So if I was to bring a Shaman deck to a tournament like this, it would probably be Mechs.
I think Shaman is okay. It's not too bad against Rogue, surprisingly, but it's not favored, I would say. Yeah, I agree. I think Mech is a little better right now. Maybe with the new card coming out, mid-range can take its rightful place on top of the ladder.
I'm a bit doubtful about that, but we'll see. Like, the only time will tell. There's a lot of like cool stuff that you can do. You're talking about Lava Shock, right?
I'm talking about the new 4-mana card.
Oh,
the one with Overload.
What did you do?
The random one that has 6 HP base, goes from 3 attack.
Yeah.
Not bad. It replaces Yeah, you might not even have to run like. I mean, you need cantrips in the deck, obviously, but you know, it might because you're gonna be overloaded on your turn 5, so you might not. You might have to cut Drake or something. But then you just have a bunch of high power creatures. Dropping that and then waiting a turn and then dropping like Fire Elemental. That's like a lot of power. So.
Yeah, that's true. I really dislike having the overload for turn 5 because 5 drops, in my opinion, are so important. They are some of the most powerful stuff. But the stats on the card itself, that's just so amazing for 4 mana. Kind of for 5, since we should count the overload too. But still, like the stats are really solid.
I agree.
So maybe it'll put Shaman back on the radar. For the next game, Hype will be playing Rogue and Kaldi is going to pick his Shaman. So we are about to see what it is.
Yeah, I'm actually really curious about the Shaman.
Me too.
Like, really curious.
The Rogue we already kind of know. But if
think...
it's mid-range Shaman, I think he's gonna get crushed by the Rogue.
Well, it's not too bad. Who do you think's gonna win? You just think Mech is favored against Rogue, and then or against Rogue, and mid-range is not favored against Rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but if it's let's say it's mid-range, because I've been always like with my Rogue, I feel like Shaman is one of the better matchups. The mid-range Shaman. I have like not 100 win rate, but really solid. And we are about to get the game.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So we can see that it is most likely. I mean, we know that it's Mech Shaman now. I like the choice. I like the choice a lot. Like it's aggro deck. It counters kind of the decks that Hype brought. So good choice by Kaldi.
Yeah, I agree. I really like bringing it here. Good choice for the format. And we have to see now if it's gonna pay off or not. No one drop, but he does have the Mech Warper.
Yeah. I actually think Boom is pretty important. Really important in this matchup. It's one of the better cards for sure.
Not what you want in the starting hand, but I agree. Like when I play Rogue and I see a Dr. Boom, I'm like, oh my, it's so painful to deal with at times. Like you don't really want to sap it because the boom bots are so dangerous as well. If you soak 7 damage on it, that doesn't feel right either. I
really like Annoyatron here, just because next turn you can Mech Warper, play your Zap-O-Matic, your Annoyatron should still be up, and you can't play as Zap-O-Matic this turn because Coin SI, obviously a real fear.
I agree, definitely the right call to play the Annoyatron over the other two. And here should be the other two coming up. It's looking a bit clunky for the following turns for Kaldi right now.
Needs some good top decks for sure.
Yeah, he's missing 4 and 5. Like the start is not that bad, aside from missing a turn 1.
As long as he picks up one of them, I feel like he'll be in okay shape.
Yep. So, I believe has to kill this Zap-O-Matic no matter what.
So awkward because you want to develop one of your 4 drops, but like the Zap-O-Matic is just.
If he only had a backstep or preparation.
Or a flurry even.
Even a flurry, yeah.
Exactly.
It's pretty clunky, like there's so many cards that could just like completely swing the game in his favor, but no, he's like missing all of them. Do you just like Deadly and Evis? Oh,
I don't know.
Right. But if he leaves up the Zap-O-Matic and there's let's say
I think coining is fun. I think you can take the damage.
Can you? I'd be like pretty terrified of Flame.
I mean, it's either a coining out like the I'd be terrified of Flame Tongue as well. It's either coining out the teacher or just evising and sitting.
I kind of like that, just evising and sitting.
Yeah, I don't think it's wrong.
It too.
There's not much damage on the board. That one creature represents like, I don't know, 6 damage, which is like twice the power of the other minions on the board.
Yeah, and also that would allow him to keep the coin. So next turn he could go like a Violet Teacher coin. Deadly Poison, because Mech Shaman really struggles dealing with the 1/1s big time.
So he played ooh, that's a pretty good draw. What turn is he on 4? Yeah.
I think he has just smork it up here and like play the spider.
Do you really think you like rock biter face with that thing?
Just maybe it's so bad. I don't know, so but it's 1 mana 6 damage. How do you say no to that? And there's like no good trades.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I guess he can rock biter himself and like.
I think.
Okay.
I think it's risky, but
I would smork it up. I really would. It's so much damage.
he's not going.
Oh.
I think he's playing the wrong shaman if he's doing this trade.
Oh, what is it? Okay.
Good. I like that Hype played the Shredder over the Teacher, because Teacher gets punished by Hex, it gets punished by Flame Tongue more. It's just the right decision in my opinion. I think you trade here.
You like the Shredder?
No. I think you trade the 2-3 into the 3-2. I don't think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You don't go face. No, I like the Shredder, but I like going face more. I think I agree with you.
I actually don't know if it would be the right play. It just looks so tempting.
So juicy.
Yeah. So here, well,
Yeah. Flurry. You don't waste a flurry here.
those trades kind of. I think trading with the Golem was the right play, not really like going. Now that I think more about it, because you saw last time that there was no way to deal with the Zapomatic, and by making these trades, there's a fair chance that the Zapomatic is still gonna stick around for the next turn.
That is true, because he did have coin, so he has the same amount of mana this turn. He's only one card deeper, so yeah, there's merit.
Yeah. I'm not an expert. I actually never played Mech Shaman in my life, so
Neither have I, honestly.
I shouldn't be like calling the plays that much.
I mean, rock bitering is Zapomatic so much fun. How can you not?
Yeah.
It goes Wii.
Because we.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is he gonna set up for the flurry? I think sapping is okay.
We can see that actually sapping would be pretty bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Kaldi doesn't have a play for turn 5, but I think sapping is like the correct play.
I think I would sap in Abyss.
Yep.
I like this.
Yeah, I would go for it too.
And if he floods board again, you can deadly flurry, re-dagger. Would be a good time. Thing is, Hype's hand. So
oh.
I don't know about Hype's.
Well,
hand. That's not a very. That's a whiff for sure.
Yeah,
but it's actually not that bad, because if you drew into a lower tier minion, the flurry would get a lot more value.
Mm-hmm.
This way, at least like Hyped has a decision here. He has to either like play the flurry now, or he has to play the Teacher and like sit. So
yeah,
actually, kind of good he whiffed, in some sense.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like if he got a Mech Warper or something, it would have just died all the same.
Exactly. So at least he has a Rock Fighter now.
Mm-hmm. If he plays like a Doomhammer, this one copy of Doomhammer, and he draws it, he has access to instant 10 damage.
Ah yes, the turn 6 Fire Elemental face.
Yep, good old. That's pretty powerful here. Like there's nothing in Hype's hand that would feel
such an ugly hand.
Yeah, Trade Prince does get pretty good trades with that, but it's still like, it's too slow, and taking that 6 to Dome is not nice.
So it's turn 7, I guess. Play Boom. I feel like you could make a bot to play this game sometimes. Like, turn 7, just play Boom every time, and you'll win 50% of the games, so it's fine.
If I have 7 mana and a Boom in my hand, I don't even see my other cards. It's like, okay, just throw it out there. No need to rope. When people rope and then play Dr. Boom on turn 7, I'm like,
exactly.
I feel like just punching them through the monitor. I wish that was possible. Maybe in 10 years.
10 years. The future. This is bad.
It's really bad.
There's
nothing.
He's dead unless he sprints into double prep or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't even know. Like, no, there's 6 damage in Kaldi's hand. Looks like an impossible task.
I think a lot of this came down to Hype drawing pretty poorly at the start. He didn't get a backstab. He did get the flurries, but they were a little bit late.
Yeah.
Didn't get any free
so
drops.
clunky.
Exactly.
It was the turn 4. It was the turn 4 where he needed either flurry, backstab, or prep.
Yeah, he had to like play
none
it.
of those.
He had to play like a shredder or something, and it just didn't work out very well for him. So
yeah, like if he had one of those cards, the game would have been completely different. He would have like snowballed the other way. I feel like. Now it's just like okay, yeah.
Yeah. Instead, he drew like double sprint, and there's that agent in that Farseer. That agent sure would have been nice on that Whirling Zapomatic.
I want him to fire elemental boom, but yes.
Woo!
Oh,
He knows how it's done. So Kaldi is going to be taking game 2. So it's 2-1 Kaldi against Hyped.
Yep, that Shaman coming out strong. That was quite something. I like seeing the mech Shaman. It's like in a good spot. Because it's like one of those decks that every time you see it, it's like really scary to play against, or it seems really strong. But on the other hand, it's not like over the top strong. Everybody would be playing
Exactly.
it.
It's like a fun deck that you can bring every now and then. It's not like, you know, it's not like Face Hunter where it's just like smork. Well, I mean, it kind of is, but like it's, you know, you don't feel as bad losing to it in some aspects.
It's absolutely viable, but it's also like one of the things about it is that the meta does not like revolve around it. So I'm sure there's plenty of counters to it, but nobody plays those counters. Like you don't like choose your lineup based on a mech mage. Like what is good against mech mage, what is bad against mech mage. You don't think about it. So that kind of gives it that like sniperino type of thing against your opponent's lineup potentially.
I agree. So it looks like Kaldi is going to be, you know, playing Druid the next 2 times. Hyped, I guess he's going to go for the tiebreaker points here. He should be at least. So if you're hyped, do you pick the mage or do you pick the rogue against Druid?
He picked the mage. I would like to answer that question. If his mage was freeze mage, I would pick the rogue.
Exactly.
But if it was tempo mage or mech mage, I would pick the mage.
I think I got that reversed. If it was freeze mage, you would pick the mage.
Into Druid.
Oh, into Druid. I'm sorry. I thought he had mech shaman still. No. I would pick the rogue. You're right. Yeah. So it might be mech. I think you're right.
Yeah. So that's how I feel, because we see the hype is gonna queue up his mage.
Yeah.
So he feels the mage is better than the rogue is. So I would make the conclusion from that it has to be mech or tempo. One of those, something with mirror entity. Because Druid is known to struggle with that card.
Yeah, for sure. I think mech is very, very heavily favored against Druid.
Mm-hmm. But is there maybe a Kazan in Kaldi's Druid? Because we did say Kazan in a warrior. And if you play a warrior, you might play it in a Druid as well.
I would put him on having it in Druid, especially if you run it in warrior. Druid makes more sense to have it in, so it could make a pretty big difference.
Yeah, like we don't know it, but I mean, just like the way my brain works, if I was to play Kazan, I would play it at least in the Druid and then like maybe not in the warrior. But if he thinks that it's worth running even in warrior, I'm sure he thinks it's worth running in Druid.
Yeah. Okay, so we can see that it's actually mech mage.
It is, yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Kaldi is playing Innervate Druid and not a
He's playing Innervate Druid. Is that the new deck? It's called Innervate Druid.
People figured out that it's good to have a zero. Like 2 coins or whatever.
It's a good thing he's playing the Innervate Wild Growth version, not just the Innervate version.
Oh yeah, that's been kind of popular lately. Just like surfaced 2 days ago.
Man, these new decks, so refreshing.
Yeah, really fresh.
So you coin here, right?
Yep, I think you coined the scientist.
Yep. I would say so as well.
And here we go. Because now you can like pick up another mech, potentially for next, like a clockwork gnome or
exactly.
like anything. And also that kind of like if the druid was to whiff the wild growth here, by playing the mech warper, you'd give like a reasonable turn 2 with the wrath.
It's true.
On the other hand, it could also like kind of deny the like. There's still ways to think about that because by playing the mech warper, you kind of block the potential for
wild growth.
For wild growth,
yeah. But the thing is, it's only good if you have like a really good follow-up play. I feel like you might as well just like if they don't have wild growth, then they probably have the wrath, so you might even be just helping them at that point. Yeah. So it's kind of like, I mean, obviously they might keep wrath, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's interesting to think about.
Yeah, the big thing probably here was the why he chose to go with the mad scientist first was that the simple fact that there was no other mechs, so the effect would have kind of been wasted. And like playing the mech warper here without any mechs is also like you really just hope that it would survive because of 2 Tinker Towns.
Exactly. I think
it doesn't feel good.
He's debating like whether he wants to innervate Belcher, but you just wrath, yeah.
Yeah.
Ping face, you don't even want that secret to go off. So as long as I feel like if Hyped doesn't draw another secret, he's still like pretty favored to win this.
Yeah, he should be okay. Although turn 3 looks so horrible.
This is where I struggle. Okay, yeah, you play the Snow Choker. Because sometimes I have trouble with Mech Mage, and I'm just like, do I like play on curve or like, I'm too used to that Druid mindset where I'm just like, hurt
Yeah.
derp, play the 5 card on 5 mana, I can match stuff up.
Yeah. Like Hydra had a really rough start with this Mech Mage, I think. But the thing is, those mirror entities are gonna be absolutely huge.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way to deal with the mirror entities in the Kaldi's hand.
Oh man, he
Do you
needs to
YOLO
pop
pass?
because if he innervates Rag next turn, then like it's just bad news bears. It's just
If he gets 3 hits on the Belcher, that would be so big. 1, 2, and 3!
Oh my goodness! It's so sick. Oh crap!
It must be good to be hyped right now.
And
If he only hit it twice, he would have had to throw in the Jaga as well.
Honestly, I think that YOLO Rag is the right play here. If I could see both hands, if I could see both hands, I would play Rag here and put myself on a 25% chance to win this game.
I think you're absolutely right. But how do you make that call? I mean, it's
can't,
only
yeah.
5%. But I mean, I like it a lot. I like it a lot. It's
ballsy.
so it's a long shot, but it's like it's something. Because what card is gonna pull you out of this if you don't play it now?
Exactly, and like it procs the mirror entity also, so it's not even that bad, right? Like if you're running Chows, I could see like maybe not playing it, but I doubt he's running Chows. Maybe Kazan as well.
So now it's like he has to draw a small minion for that, and then like Rag afterwards.
His hand.
And he does have the innervate, so it kind of allows him to play the other minion, but it's still like it has to be something so small. Oh, that's a good one.
Good draw, yeah. Oh man, it is looking so bad for Kaldi.
Yeah. I'm like wishing that he went for the Rag play there.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can Rag,
So,
innervate,
now?
swipe. It's the same odds or whatever.
We can do both. No cards in that anymore.
Oh man.
I would imagine that he's gonna stick to his like the line that he took last turn and not play the Rag into the mirror entity.
I think I would pray that it's counterspell and just innervate. I guess he would play Rag in that instance, but.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It would also be that he doesn't like want to look bad because playing the Rag into that and then hitting like a mech warper.
Exactly, you'd look like a fool, but even though if it's like the best play.
Yeah.
What do you think of Hype playing Harvest Golem in Mech Mage? He does it like every single time. I personally don't like it. But
I don't like it either.
I think you can include like maybe 1 Harvest Golem in Mech Mage for like, an extra mech or whatever, but playing 2 Harvest Golem over the Spider Tank I think is like, I don't know. I just don't like it.
Yeah, I think Spider Tank is just so powerful with 3-4 body. I like it a lot. Like oftentimes it escapes the AoEs like Hellfire and it doesn't die to a Raw. The 4 health is just so good.
Yeah.
Like having the Death Rattle, I don't really think it's worth it. Also that the Spider Tank hits for 3, I think that's quite important. Because a lot of your other minions hit for 2. So it's like when you're choosing your trades, having that one at 3 attack is like, might give you a good trade.
Yeah. So you see Hypes here playing around MC Tech. It's just like, he's thinking of ways how he could lose. And, I mean, yeah, MC Tech's a way he can maybe lose. Even then, I doubt it. But I like it. Just,
I like it
playing
as well.
it slow.
I like it a lot as well. It's like he knows that he's gonna win this unless something really really weird happens.
Oh, now he goes for it. Come on, man.
Aww.
Where were those? Where were those plays a few turns ago?
I'm counting it up. So he can swipe the.
Can he actually win this if it hits the Ragnaros?
Swipe the Finger Town.
So there's 6 on board, 6.
6 on board and a 4 in hand, kind of. With
Yeah,
the
so
hero
he would live if it hits the Rag.
Yeah, looks like it.
Nope.
No.
So is
So
that
now
game? You can get a 50-50, or well,
yeah, just take
to win
it.
the
Like,
game.
it's a win-win. It's a win-win.
Exactly.
Is it enough? He can even like just ping, right?
Yeah, you don't have to play the Frost
Ping
Golem.
phase and like play 2 Harvest Columns. It's not like you care. Play a Harvest Column.
You just Harvest Golem, ping, and play your Mirror Entity. Do you have enough mana? I can't actually see the mana. Oh no, you don't.
Mirror Entity, sure, that's fine too.
Mirror Entity is better in my opinion.
Which one?
Mirror Entity is better.
Yeah, probably.
Oh my goodness. What if he had a Doomsayer in his deck? Oh my gosh.
That would be hilarious.
The
Come
best
on,
tech.
please. Wrath for one, Doomsayer.
uh,
Okay. Well,
I mean, it ends the game, right? Boom.
that's
It's like a Doomsayer. Alright, so Kaldi's Hype's gonna tie it up. Scores 2-2.
yeah. We can see a game 5 this time around. The first series was super quick, but this time we're going all the way. So the last game will be Hype playing Rogue against Kaldi's Druid. Any thoughts?
I think that Hyped is favored in this. I think that Rogue is favored against Druid. I do, although the Druid is playing Ragnaros, so that's actually a pretty big issue. But I still think Rogue is favored.
This is kind of just my personal opinion, but I feel like if the rogue is like highly skilled, then it's the rogue favored. Because I seem like when I play on the ladder, I feel like my druid is always favored against the rogues there. But when we go to like tournament level players, I think that the rogue is usually the one with the advantage.
Exactly.
And Hype is definitely a great Miracle Rogue player, or Oil Rogue, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, Hyped is one of the best for sure, and I agree with you. On ladder, everyone's just like, oh, Druid wins 100%. Well, tournament players are usually pretty good, so yeah.
Yeah, and like Rogue is one of those decks that can be a little bit trickier to play, and there's a lot of small things that you might miss, like you don't prep a sap when you're supposed to prep a sap. That can absolutely like swing the game around. So in ladder there might be more like those less experienced players, but Hyped is someone who knows what he's doing, and I would expect him to take this one.
But once again, it all comes down to like wild growth, innervate. Sometimes there's just nothing you can do as the rogue if the druid has the, the place.
Yeah. Wild growths and innervates. Let's see if he gets it.
Okay.
Oh, he gets both. But look, we called it. There's the Kazan.
He has Kazan. Yeah, exactly.
But it's not gonna help anymore. It's a bit late. Oh my god, this is like the problem of playing Kazan.
So
like,
do you keep the I'm sorry I cut you off, but do you keep the Druid Claw? Point wild growth
he could. I mean, it's pretty good when you play it as a taunt on like turn 3. But I don't blame him for like throwing it away.
Yeah. Okay. I agree, because usually if you have like, I don't know, it seemed like you had a higher curve. But yeah, I agree, Kazan, like, super good tech against some classes, but then you're just like, yeah, it dies to like Drake backstab.
Oh my god, I was just about to say that. It's like he queue up the druid and he's like, yes, I put the Kazan in the deck. Like you queue it up against the deck with Seekers. You're like, oh, I got the Kazan, and then you're like, okay, never drawing it. Then you play against Rogue. You draw it in the starting, and you're like, oh, go away.
Baby Rage never lucky.
Then you draw it the first thing. Like, that's so sad.
I like this though.
I feel bad for Kaldi.
I think coining the wild growth is right, and then just innervating the Lotheb into Kazan, that way you curve out well.
Yeah, I like it a lot as well. Yeah. With that hand, it makes a lot of sense. But it's just that Kazan is like, you just wish, if you Kaldi, you're just wishing that it was a piloted Shredder.
Exactly.
Because the minion you get from it is so powerful.
I really like typed hands as well. It's not good against the Lotheb, but it's gonna do a lot of work against Kazan. He has early drops, should be able to contest stuff. So
yeah, I think that's fine. I mean, he has a 3-drop to play here. It's not great, but it's something to do. The Lotheb effect wasn't like that powerful in the end.
Exactly, it was a 5/5.
Yep.
So you can Kazan here, and then next turn you can wild growth.
Yep, absolutely. I don't think there's any question about it.
Yeah. You don't trade because you're not afraid of anything, and you just go face.
Yep. That goes on.
I don't like trading. You get punished by backstab SI way too hard.
Among other things, there's a lot of things.
I mean,
like
it was
deadly poison SI.
Yeah.
Any SI, or almost any SI, like a deadly poison SI would be amazing. But it's actually not all that bad in this situation, because Hype again doesn't have those particular cards.
Exactly. I think you Shredder, but that's just me.
Yep. I think Sanson Shredder. Do you Well, I would consider backstabbing the Gazan and just killing
Yeah,
it.
yeah, you shredder backstab thing.
Yeah.
Um,
There could be like some arguments made in favor of keeping the backstab because of the Edwin in the hand. But I would lean towards playing it here. Just take that out.
and like, if he plays a Drew the Claw next turn, you can just like, I don't know, sap, play Van Cleave. It's, you know, get some tempo back. Not too bad.
You know. I agree. There we go.
Oh man, this is gonna be a rough game. See, and this is like the decision, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is where it's like, well, I could play the Shredder, but if I don't like draw into something next turn, I lose.
That's a tough call. I feel like if you choose to go with the Shredder, you're gambling on the next draw. Like the next draw has to be something playable. Because the Shredder is more powerful play if you pick up that play for next turn. But right now he has absolutely nothing. And if the draw is, let's say, it's a Ragnaros, he might potentially just like lose the game right there.
I still like the Shredder because think about how many high drops he has. He has Ragnaros and Boom, so there's a 2 out of however many cards left he has in his deck. So it's like 2 out of 20.
I agree.
So like a 10% chance that he like draws completely dead.
I agree. I like it as well. And I think, mostly because of how far he would fall behind on the board.
Yeah.
I think it's really hard to come back as a druid if you just wild growth there.
Yeah, I agree 100%. But it looks like Heights, Sap, Van Cleave, that's a pretty strong board. He did draw into something as well.
Yep.
Not that it mattered because it got saps.
Yeah, why not wild growth? Sure. Just getting the hero bar would have been somewhat useless. Might be useful on the following dance.
That 1 damage actually matters. So yeah, this is fine as well. I think Hyped is in a very good position right now.
Yep, definitely.
Just
unless there's like a Millhouse, but that's not it.
So you trade in the 3/2, so you're not like vulnerable to swipe, I think.
Yeah, I think so then.
Play around MC tech.
Yeah,
like a champ.
Hand is looking kind of nice. Drake for next turn is decent. Lore? Or Shredder Shade? Shredder Shade would be more power on the board. But
I like Lore because it contests more of the board.
I think so too. And it also, like, I feel like he
can
needs
draw to a swipe or like, you know.
Yeah. I feel like swipe is the card that he needs. And if he just goes with the Shredder Shade, it's like the cards that he has to get to draw, he can't get.
So, is he gonna double SI?
Looks like it.
It's interesting. I would have gone for Drake.
He has to trade. He has to trade now. He would be dead to combo otherwise.
Yeah, I would go for Drake. That's interesting. Huh.
And trade Van Cleef with the 1/1.
You can go Drake. Oh no, never mind. He doesn't have 7 mana, does he? Never mind. Yeah, I would have done that play then that he did. I'm sorry. Like the Skype calls blocking the mana crystals.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I think that was quite good.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
And here, that's a lot of power. He knows that the saps are like oh well, 1 sap is used, so the remaining card is most likely not going to be a sap.
You can't really play around sap. You're just kind of like, you know, against the wall right now.
Just get the most power on the board that you can. Oh wow, but I kind of think he still flurries.
I still think you flurry.
Yeah.
Attack in with the teacher, flurry.
I'm trying to like count it up if he's dead to combo if he doesn't flurry, or if he's dead to combo anyway with the clearing the board.
Oh, I can. Okay, that makes sense. I can adjust the camera so you're not half the screen. Sweet. You can see stuff.
Alright, so there's the flurry.
Yep. Do you trade into the first half of Shredder? I think you do.
Yeah, with the 1/1. It's too good to pass up.
Just makes it less likely you die to combo. There's no reason to trade, but I guess why not? It's fun.
Yeah.
You know, you might as well protect your trade.
That's
very, very good draw.
I think so too.
I think Kaldi has a very good shot of winning this game.
That was the card he needed.
Board clear. Easy game.
Was very far ahead. Like there's 10 power on the board and Kaldi had no way to clear it. But now suddenly with that 1 swipe top deck.
Can even get the shade out.
All of this.
Oh my gosh, that's so
even
sick.
an inner weight. Wow.
So
Yeah, Hype needs to
get a
find
sprint.
sprint.
Yep,
Just like that, one
that's
card
crazy.
around. Just an oil in its hype sand now.
Oh man. Oh man.
That does not help.
I think you just oil up.
I think so though. It's such an expensive card.
Yep.
So if you get lucky and pick up the sprint, you have
And then,
it.
yeah, you can maybe get a flurry or something
Yeah.
for your board. It'd be nice.
You can like sprint into a flurry and you have
Man, this match was looking so good for hyped also.
the good for hyped.
Yeah, for hyped. He was like really far ahead on board.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
Like it's not looking so good right now. I missed it. Yeah,
Oh, man.
that's really unfortunate. Playing the wild crow earlier, like when he didn't hero part for that one damage was so good because the turn 9 with the shredder belcher, it was very powerful.
Yeah.
It was kind of tricky for Hype to deal with, especially with the hand that he had because he did pick up the oil for the flurry, but it was too late. He had already spent mana that turn.
I don't know. I like oiling, but no.
Yeah, I would like to see it too. But I don't think he would have won even.
Yeah. Oh man.
Let's
this
go
is
face
brutal.
the shade.
Yep.
There we go.
Good play. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean,
You have to flurry now. Just play around Savage Roar. Is there any way he lives? If the Boombot's hit for 1, we'll just see the outcome.
if he
Not
if he
like
oiled last turn, no, it really didn't matter. I guess.
no, he would have missed 1 damage if he oiled last turn.
Yeah, but I mean, he could have. Yeah. So actually, this worked out fine.
Okay, so he missed that. He's looking for the
Oh, 7 damage.
Yeah, that's. Is that lethal? That's lethal.
Yes.
Damn.
That is exactly lethal.
Mhm.
Druid of Claw is 4, Savage Roar is 5 with the hero bar. He's not gonna miss it. No way.
I hope not. Come on, Kaldi, you got this. Don't BM. It's not nice.
Yeah, this is good. Oh, do it
Such an
fast.
important
This
match.
feels like BM now. He took such a long time.
Come on. There you go, buddy.
Okay.
Alright, so Kaldi's going to take the series 3-2 against Hyped. Really important match for Kaldi.
Absolutely. Should like almost. Well, the Horde group does have one more match, so he has like two more matches to go still. So I wouldn't call it's like safe yet, but
Yeah.
at 5 and 3, definitely looking strong, and his chance to move on to the playoffs or at least to stay in the league are pretty good right now.
So,
Hype still not too bad at 5 and 3, still on top of the standings, but was unable to run away with it.
yeah, he would have for sure made the qualifiers. Now there's even a chance he might not make it if he loses next week, I think. So
If he loses all of the remaining games.
he needs to prep really, really hard for this next match. That was a good series.
Yeah, it was really entertaining. I liked watching it a lot. It was pretty fun to see.
Yeah, for
And,
sure.
I think a lot of our predictions went correct as well.
Yeah, I'm just happy he brought Mech Shaman. Otherwise
yeah.
he would have lost.
Yep, it seemed quite good. Although it's had like its weakness. It's a card game and the rogue draws just wasn't there.
Yeah, exactly.
Mech Shaman feels like it can beat almost anything. Do you know what's like the worst matchup for the Mech Shaman? Like what does it lose to?
I think it loses to Rogue, and I think it also loses to Freeze Mage.
Freeze Mage probably, yeah. I think so too.
As long as it
Because
doesn't run Ragnaros.
Yeah. It's pretty bad at recovering once the board is cleared because there's like no cards drawing.
It doesn't run Earthshock, so Doomsayers just roll over it. So I would say Freeze Mage is pretty good against it, and Rogue is, it can win as long as they don't get like, Lotheb and Boom and all this other jazz. So yeah,
I agree with that. I think the biggest weakness is decks that can clear the board efficiently. Because Mech Shaman, like I said, can't really like recover from that. So if there's like an early, let's say, Deadly Poison Blade Flurry, or there's an early Doomsayer Frost Nova, it can be quite hard for the Shaman to make a new board it's just like completely reliant on the top
Exactly.
lanes. And if he threw like some spells early, in this Rock Pirate, this Crackle, you can't really like play those.
Yeah, you can't develop a
opponents,
board, and like Freeze Mage just laughing at you.
you make a Taunt Totem against Freeze Mage. Okay, yeah, pretty good.
But yeah, I think our next match is going to be Life Coach versus Amaz. That's going to be a good match.
Oh yeah.
So make sure to tweet at us, see who's going to win. That is hashtag Kinguin League. Make sure you include that. I think we're going to go take a break right now for 10 minutes, but we'll be right back. So, later.